Your future self is lying to you, and you keep believing the lie. Just on vivid imaginings, the perfect city, the dream partner, the promotion that will finally make us content. But decades of research in effective forecasting show those imaginings are reliably misleading, and that has real consequences for money, relationships, and the way we shape our lives. Psychologists Daniel T. Gilbert and Timothy D. Wilson at the University of Virginia famously summarized this field in their 2003 review, Affective Forecasting. They identified repeatable errors, impact bias, focalism, and immune neglect, and explained why people routinely mispredict their emotional futures. Gilbert later popularized many of these findings in his 2006 book, Stumbling on Happiness. They map onto everyday mistakes you've likely made. Impact bias is the first culprit. We overestimate how strongly and how long an event will affect us. People imagine that a breakup, a promotion, or a move will permanently shift their happiness. A 1978 study by Brickman, Coates, and Janoff Bulman found lottery winners and paraplegics returned to surprisingly similar levels of happiness months later. The initial shock or thrill attenuates as life reasserts itself. Focalism is the second trap. When you picture a future, you zoom in on the headline, the new partner, the big raise, the move overseas, and dim all the background elements that actually create lived experience: colleagues, commute, minor rituals, Saturday breakfasts. That selective focus magnifies the imagined effect. It is transformative until you confront cleaning, hidden costs, and the same weekday rhythms. Immune neglect is the third and most forgiving error. We forget our own psychological immunity. Humans are expert meaning makers. Faced with setback, we reinterpret, reframe, and find social support, mechanisms that slowly reduce distress. On the outside looking in, those inner repairs are invisible, so you overpredict suffering. These biases explain why smart, rational people make choices that look foolish in hindsight. Imagination is not a rational calculator. It is a storyteller with a narrow cast. The text leaks into simulation. If you're angry while imagining the future, you color the scene with anger. If you're euphoric in a store, you overvalue the imagined pleasure. Cognitive scientists describe this as perspective-taking limits. You cannot fully simulate another time's attention, habits, and constraints. The stakes are practical. If preferring items or states you will not enjoy drives overspending and career missteps. People will take vacations chasing a peak emotional state they misforecast, or change cities chasing identity transformation that real life slowly smudges. Yet the science also suggests precise remedies. First, run low-risk experiments, short trials, rentals, sabbaticals, pilot projects, as reversible choices that reveal reality. Second, use memory as data. How did a past promotion or move really feel after 3 months? Remembering your own adaptation is often more predictive than imagination. Deliberately add 5 ordinary things that will still exist after the change: a job commute, a weekly ritual, a person, and mentally include their moderating effect. Fourth, plan for the process, craft new habits and social anchors that determine long-term happiness more than one big outcome. A 4-step checklist to use right now: 1 experiment. Set a 6-week trial with measurable signals. 2 record, journal feelings at week 1, 3, and 6 to observe adaptation. 3 ask, interview 3 people who've actually made the change and ask about small annoyances, not highlights. 4 anchor, build 2 tiny habits tied to the change, like a weekly dinner or a morning ritual. So satisfaction doesn't ride on novelty alone. Before a major purchase, ask, can I try it? Before a leap, negotiate a trial period or a return path. When tempted by a headline life change, do a pre-mortem, imagine the change failed, and write the small steps that would help you recover. These steps trade impulsive leaps for curious experiments powered by evidence, not moral failings. They're cognitive facts. The mind that misleads you is also the mind that adapts you. Awareness gives you leverage. Test your hypotheses. Collect small data and design life so the things that matter most, habits, relationships, meaning, are reliably present regardless of how thrilling tomorrow's headline looks. The self's promises and threats as not prophecies. Run experiments, consult memory, widen your view, and build habits that survive adaptation. Your future self will still surprise you, but the surprises will be less ruinous and more illuminating.